D-BT08 is here, Minerva is back, and I went and took 30 plus minutes to bring this case in my hands from Kichijoji all the way to central Tokyo because the shop that I got the case at did not have a big enough bag. But welcome everyone, today we have set 8 that is finally released here in Japan on December 9th, and of course it is one of our encounter sets with Gray Cross Epic units as well. So you can see we have Lukier, Maelstrom, Jojo Doji, as well as Arkite on the back, and then of course Minerva on the front. And of course this is the set with Minerva in it called Minerva Rising. In terms of a rarity breakdown, so we have all 5 nations, and then the VTuber stuff, the HoloLive cards are Lyrical Monasterio, and we have 16 different triple rares. It's somehow getting worse, and this is definitely a big argument in the community right now. And then we have 17 double rares, 20 types of rares, 43 types of commons. And then we have the 1 SNR, the serial number rare, which is the Minerva. So if you pull one, they're all unique numbers. So basically it's kind of your social security number. That's how unique it is. And then you have 2 secrets, which are Lukier and Maelstrom, and then 16 FFRs, which is all of the triple rares available in FFR form. You usually get 4 per case, and then 35 FRs, which are the double rares and below. So I'm gonna get into it. The side is the set logo, which you can see here, and then of course this is the retail price. It's 4,800 yen per box, 300 yen per pack. 1 pack has 7 cards, 1 box has 16 packs. So let's get into it and open our first box for this first opening and see what we get. And of course the chase cards are Minerva, Lukier as the number 1s, and then of course there's also the Regulus piece, which turns out to be pretty damn expensive. In the morning some shops were selling it for 300 yen, and then it immediately jumped to 3,000 yen and is now getting close to 5,000 and 6,000 yen. So it's kind of crazy. All right, let's get into it. We have box toppers in each box as well, which is the HoloLive ride deck sleeve. So you can see here you get either this, the Sakuramiko, or the Suisei sleeves, and you get 4 sleeves per pack, which is pretty nice because they're pretty good. And if you get, you know, enough of them, you can sleeve your entire deck in them if you want to, which is pretty cool. And then of course the box comes with these little flaps, which of course you can use as dividers if you want. And then of course each box comes with 16 packs. So let's get into it and see what we get. So Minerva looks beautiful on the pack design. She's back by the same illustrator too, Tony Taka, and there's the same information that we had before. QR codes for the Vanguard website as well as the support website in case you have any questions or inquiries. But let's get opening and see what we get. So we're going to start off with a Teo. So Teo, of course, one of our the ride line grade 1s. This one is, of course, for Maelstrom. Then we have the Brave Shooter. So this is one of your 15k attackers, or 13k attackers rather, for Maelstrom. This is the what is it? Duftaha. So she is a 15k when placed from deck by your Vanguard's ability. That also gains boost. Very cool art actually, or it's a he actually. And then we have our first rare, which is the crazy card for premium or Kami. This thing says when he attacks Soul Blast 1 and your opponent chooses 3 cards from their drop and binds them. If they did not bind 3, he gains plus 10k. So for Narkami it's pretty good. And we're going to start off on a double rare, which is going to be the Thegria Order. So the grade 2 Thegria Order, which you can only play when you have a Thegria named Vanguard. And when you play it, you can almost you draw 1. And in the order zone it says if you have a Vanguard that is grade 3 named Thegria, you can put this to the drop and then choose a card from your hand that is a different named grade 3 or greater Thegria and ride it. So this lets you basically just jump into your, like, from the light Thegria to the dark one immediately, so you have the full effect immediately active. So you don't persona ride with this because persona ride only happens in the ride phase, but you get to trigger the full effects of the Thegrias, which is really nice. So it makes the deck a lot faster, which is actually really good. So this card is amazing personally. And then we have the Arkite grade 1. She really, I don't know, I feel like I've seen her in a bunch of different other series. Like her design is very cool, but I definitely feel like I've seen it before. And this is the grade 3 that counts as a grade 2 in the deck for, as well as regular circles for Thegria, which is also very nice. So first pack, double rare, pretty nice. Let's see what else we can pull, if we can find some. In terms of FRs, I definitely want the Eva order. We have this little chainsaw having robot guy, chill little dude. Grade 2 starter Archite, definitely very nice. She's actually waving to Eva here, so she's saying "Jane," so she's saying bye to Eva, and I feel like everyone, like, her art is very nice, but a lot of us Eva fans got very excited seeing, like, oh my god, Eva's hand, oh my god, it's her code, whoa, crazy. So I need to still read up on the lore, but I guess they were like co-workers or partners or something. And we have our first triple rare, which is going to be Shoujo Doji. So the triple rare pattern this time around is the same as it was in set 6 and 7 in Japan. I'm not sure if it did the triple rare pattern change for English. I'm actually not sure. Or is it still Shatterfoil? So Shoujo Doji, if you haven't been keeping up with the reveals, is a kind of Nubatama / Murokumo style card for standard. And so what he does is once per turn, you can choose 2 of your Shinobi cards from your soul and bind them, and then you choose 2 of your opponent's rearguard circles and then bind all the cards in those circles, and at the end of the turn they go back to your opponent's hand. So you might be thinking it's like, okay, it's removal, but it goes back to hand. But then he says when you attack the Vanguard, come +1 and put 2 rears to your soul, and then choose a Shinobi card from your bind zone and call it to rear. And if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, he gets gives that unit plus 10k. So he himself just binds stuff, but there's support in the deck that actually puts the stuff from the bind zone to the bottom of the deck, which is also very nice. So pretty good. And we have an FR already in the first box, which is this thing, like, I don't know, it's like a little Titan giant for Stoicheia. So this thing says when your other unit stands by an ability, you soul +1 to give this guy plus 10k. So it's actually pretty strong, honestly. So it might actually be pretty good. First FR, also nice. And then we have one of these mysterious Calamity cards just added to the pack. So this is the grade 2 Calamity, which says come +1 and search your deck for another Calamity card, reveal it, add it to your hand, and shuffle your deck. So they don't really do anything too special, but it's mysterious. Like, nobody knows what they are, nobody knows what they do, but it is something that I guess people are looking forward to and what they'll do in set 9, I suppose. So we have our grade 1, we have the Cider. I love this art. I think she looks amazing. So another Genesis card, which is pretty important. We have this guy, it goes to Soul. We have the grade 1 research order for Archite, but this is actually finally a budget replacement for the grade 1 research for Eva as well. So you can run some kaijus and run this, and then Eva will have a grade 1 research to make her deck faster. So you lose out on the retire protection from the PR. So if you can't wait for the reprints of the promo order, then you will have this to work with, which isn't too bad. Hey, we have a Momoke token. Actually don't really have enough tokens, so I'm actually quite thankful for this. What's on the... Oh, okay. This one's actually like just a regular card. So like in set 4, they had like the lore cards on the back of these tokens. So this time it's a proper token, which is nice. And then a Calamity card plus the cool looking dude for Brankgate, which is nice. This is the grade 1 Calamity card, does the exact same as the grade 2. You get 1 of each per thingy. I know that the ratio for this set this time around is kind of similar to previous ones, just that they included the Hololive cards. Oh, we have a double rare. So this is the Rugshuaru Songster. So Lugshuaru Songster. So when she plays on rear from your soul, for that turn gets +5k in the following ability. When she boosts, when her boosted attack hits a Vanguard, or hits anything, sorry, you go put it to soul to draw 1, but sadly there's no real space for her in Luke here, unfortunately. Hey, we have another triple rare, which is going to be Archite. So we're getting the 2 new, this is the 2 new of the cards, the new ride lines for Brankgate and Dragon Empire. So her effect is, if you have a kaiju, when a kaiju rearguard is placed, then you can choose a card in your order zone that has the same name as that card and put it to the bottom of your deck to give that unit that was called plus 10k. So it's pretty strong and buffs immediately. And when she attacks, if you have a research in your order zone, count +1 and do the following. If you have 3 or more researchers in your order zone, then you can choose 1 of your kaiju rearguards and put it to the order zone. And then you look at the top 7 cards of your deck and then choose a kaiju unit card from among them, call it to rear, and shuffle your deck. So she's very nice looking. Art by Kaworu. This artist is on Twitter and I really honestly love his art. Like, the character arts are really good, but also just look at the background. Like, all of the background elements are so nice looking. Like the kaiju here that's like just like chilling in the back, and like all of this, like it looks so pretty. So honestly, really good with character design too, so big fan. And then we have Eric into the Pale Moon support, grade 2. So I say Pale Moon support, of course, for those of you that are coming back to the game, there are no clans anymore. Everything is in terms of nations, so it's all dark states, but we do have encounters that support the you know, nations in a more clan-like way. So this is one of the kaijus. So this is the grade 2 one that basically gets extra shield, which is pretty nice. And we have the Lukier Order. This is another card I'd love to get an FR. So this one is, so the card name of this is like Hase Sanjo Shirwa Sontachi. So it's like, come forth Silver Thorns. So it's basically like the original Lukier's flavor text is her card name. And it's the same for like the Maelstrom Order, is just like Blue Storm Armada. So it's beautiful art. I really love the art on this order, and this is what makes Lukier attack 4 times. So basically this card says that if you have a Lukier named Vanguard, you can almost want to play this either from the soul or from the hand, and you can choose one of your rearguards and give it the skill. When your Vanguard attacks, you put that rearguard to the soul, and then you choose a card that is a Pale Moon Clan card that is grade equal to or lower than your Vanguard and call it to rear. So very good order. Alright, so let's put that to the side. And then we have the Reptires. So he's another card that when restood gets plus 10k for Soul Blast 1, which is nice. And Irina, so this is the grade 1 of the Encounter ride line for Lukier. Her art this time is so crazy. It's like, it's so good. It's a shame this one doesn't come in FR somehow. Like, I don't know how, but this one doesn't come in FR when the art is this beautiful. And it's done by Ebira. This is the artist of Bastion. I feel like I praise Bastion's artist's art a lot. Like, honestly, Ebira does some insane work for Vanguard, so it's really cool to see. And a lot of these arts are going up on Twitter these days, so... Ooh, we pulled the 5,000 yen card. So this is, what was the full name of this again? Gratias Gradare, right, Gratias Gradale. So this is the people in the morning were... Actually, last night, people were saying that tomorrow the Holy Grail War will start, and Fate's Day Night will actually take place in Akihabara starting from 4 a.m. because people will line up in front of all of the card shops for the Holy Grail War and summon their servants, which is their wallets, to fight for the Holy Grail, because this is the Holy Grail. It is a card that says you can only have one of these in a deck, and you can only play one of them per fight. It's a normal order that says if you have a Vanguard with a Persona Ride icon, then and you didn't ride this turn, then you can play this card, which says you activate Persona Ride. So this card is really good in a lot of decks, but of course it's not playable in grade 4 decks, and it's also not playable in most of Brankgate, because Brankgate, most of the decks need to play orders every turn, except for Prison, which plays grade 4s, right? So this card is still really good to have. So when this set comes out in English, or if you're playing in a Japanese language playing country, definitely pick this up as early as possible, because, I mean, even now, even day 1 is already a bit too late. So this card is, yeah, this card is going for a big price because it's generic. Anyone can play this with anything. Ooh, that's a really nice FR art again. We get the Fox art for Tamayura. So this is an FR. This one says if you have a Tamayura Vanguard, Soul Blast 2 to choose a Ririmi named unit and a Rarami named unit from your drop zone, one of each, and call them to rear. So very cool. Good FR. Pretty happy about that. And then we finish up on 2 more comments. So let's continue. Go through the remaining box. All right, we have the grade 2 Archite. Her art is also very nice. You can see the kaijus in the little incubators. I think it's nice that she incubates them and then calls them to the order zone. Lillian, which is the grade 2 ride line card for Lukier. Very cool. Can we back it up with the Lukier though? Nope. It's gonna be just a dud pack. I kind of don't know why, like, there's still dud packs in boxes. So it's like, you could easily fix the triple rare and double rare distribution rate by just putting in more, making sure that every pack has at least a double rare or higher. Like, it wouldn't hurt. It would actually help. All right, this is Pot of Greed with Angelica's art on it. So this says count loss to 1, it's a grade 2, to draw 2, and then choose 2 cards from your hand and call them to your rearguard circles as long as they have Vanguard equal to or as long as they have grade equal to or lower than your Vanguard. So if you do not, you discard them. So this card's really good, but it's actually not that good in Minerva itself, because Minerva isn't a deck that really calls from hand that much. It's a deck that gets enabled by stuff in your soul. And so you're basically like, you need to save the CB for stuff like Karubure, because Karubure is count loss 1, soul blast 1 to get top 3 for like grade 2 or lower, or if not, added to your hand. And the reason you use it is because you can push out Melissas and stuff out of your soul to have attackers, and basically you want to use the CB for that instead of this, so it's kind of a bit of a clashing, but it's a good card. It's a good card for Keter in general, so you definitely should pick it up if you play Keter Sanctuary, because it'll be good in another deck. So definitely recommend picking it up. All right, Next pack, let's see, we haven't pulled this, we've only pulled 2 triples so far, so let's see. Ooh, Algos, the Ride Line Grade 2 for Maelstrom. That's our last Calamity card, the Grade 1. There's quite a few of them. Alright, Grade 1 support for Shoujo Doji, and, ooh, nice Angelica. So I think this is one of the best art of this set. Angelica looks incredible. So her effect is Rearguard Circle at the end of the battle that she attacked. If you have a Minerva named Vanguard, Soul Blast 1, choose your Vanguard, give it plus 5k power, and then put her to Soul to countercharge 1. So she Soul Blast, which procs cards like Melissa, and she goes to Soul, which procs your Minerva to give front row power to your units. So it's really, really good. Very good triple has been pulled. Ah, Jesus Christ. All right. Now, Bibbit Rabbit. I forgot that this is the Grade 3 Searcher starter from way back, right? So remember when starters used to have effects that weren't just draw card? This one used to count off 1, go to Soul, and search for cards. I wonder why they don't make starters with effects anymore, like Forerunners. I feel like that was like another part of deck building, you know? Another aspect of creativity. Oh, I love the art of this guy. He's not very good. He's just a 15k attacker, but he looks really cool. All right, Elf. Robot, very beautiful art again. Big fan, big fan. All right, let's keep on going. We have a few more packs left of this box, which is good. Oh, there is the Ionella, the starter for, of course, Lukier. Looks nice. We have a nice little robot. Oh, Blue Storm Armada. So this is the order for Maelstrom. So it's a Stoichia card, and it's a set order with Blue Storm Armada in its freaking... I actually don't know what the trait is. I haven't looked into it. But basically what this card says is if you have a Maelstrom Vanguard, you can play it, and then when this is placed in the order zone, you do the following. From your drop, you choose either a Nako Force card, Unicard, or a Tear Dragon and call it to Rearguard Circle. And then you choose one of your rear guards, and for each other copy of this thing in your order zone, you give it plus 5k. So I didn't actually notice it was other. I thought it was just for every copy. So the first time you play this, you don't give any power, which is a bit unfortunate. And we have a double rare, which is the support for Shoujo Doji. So this is a thing that's like on attack, Soul Blast 1, choose a card from your opponent's bind zone, put it to the bottom of the deck, and he also gets plus 5k. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, another double and another Bibbit Rabbit. Bibbit Rabbit. Yeah, just one Persona Ride order, and yeah, you're already pretty good, honestly. Like this, just pulling that order, if you can pull like, I think per case you get like 5 or 6, but honestly, pulling any amount is always good. So we have another Tear Dragon for Stoichia, and oh, we have our one of VTuber card per box. So they are triple rare, basically, in treatment. So this is the Sakura Miko, who is basically a Michu. So she is treated as a Michu, and then the Grade 3 Michu with Persona Ride. So honestly, makes you kind of want to build a Michu deck. I feel like Michu is actually pretty cheap, so maybe I will throw it together at some point, because I do quite like these arts. Like, honestly, they look super beautiful, so it's nice. They look really good. It's treated as a triple rare as well. And I think they do go for a bit of value. And yeah, you actually pull, I think, a place out of each of the VTuber cards in a case. So that's pretty good, because some of them you just don't need, because they're like ride line cards. Alright, we have this beautiful card that doesn't have a good effect, sadly, and this might be our last triple rare for the box. Ooh, nice, Radirina. So I actually made a mistake in my set review with this card. I said that when you call her, she gains the power of both the Radirina and the Momoke token, but she only gains the power of the Momoke token, so I made a mistake in that, but still, she'll gain like 35k power or so. It's not bad. It's not bad at all, so good triple to get. Rorowa is looking pretty decent in this set, so definitely nothing to be underestimated. Alright, so we pulled our 2 FRs, and we've pulled our 5 triples. So, well, 5 triples including the VTuber, I guess. Alright, we have a very good countercharger. This thing looks really good with the FR pattern too. So when this unit is placed from soul to rear, if you have 4 or more face down cards in your damage zone, you bind this card to countercharge 1. So it's pretty nice, relatively generic. And speaking of generic, we have the man himself, Ardent Robust. So this thing is a double rare and very generic and very good. So when placed on rear, almost 1 and search your deck for a set order, and then if you have another card with the same name as that card in your order zone, you add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. So if you don't add it to hand, just saying. And then when attacks on rear, if you have 2 or more set orders in your, you can choose 2 or more set orders in your order zone. And sorry, choose 2 set orders in your order zone that have the same name, and if you did, he gains plus 10k for that battle. So it's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. So really nice card, helps heroes, helps a bunch of stuff. Oh, Melissa, nice. That's a great one for freaking Minerva. And then we have the countercharger for Lukier, which is also very good. All right, 2 packs left on the right side of the box. Let's see if we can pull a 5th triple in this box on top of the Miko We have the order. Grade 1 is the tutor for Genesis and Shadows and Royals. All right, another Calamity. This is West Alabama, apparently. Pretty crazy. I didn't believe that West Alabama looked that scary. That frightening. All right, and the final pack. Let's see if we can finish on a hot pull or not. Let's take a look. So we have our attacker, we have the shield guy for chaos, and we have a triple. Ooh, Mikani! Nice. So we do pull a 5th triple in this box. This Mikani is also pretty good. If you play chaos, then he counts as different named cards in your soul, no matter how many copies of him you have. And when he's placed on rear, your soul charges 1, and as an act skill, you can put him to soul to choose a Mikani grade 3 from your soul and call it to rear. So it just swaps into a stronger version, which is really, really cool. So good stuff. And then we finish on Melissa and the countercharger. So this box has been pretty good, honestly. Good box to start on. Let me quickly summarize the pools here in terms of the high rarity cards. So we have 1, 2, 3, 3, but this card's more expensive than any triple rare. 3, 4, 5 doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triples, including the VTuber. So 5 triples plus a VTuber. And then we have our 2 FRs. So honestly, pretty good. And especially if you can pull one of these in a box, then it makes up for virtually anything else. So that'll do it for this first box opening of Minerva Rising. But we do have a remaining case to open up here. So make sure you tune in for the rest of this in terms of highlights. Or for those of you that are watching this live, enjoy the rest.